And it's recording.
And we're rolling.
Oh, God.
Episode 2. Welcome to AA.
Someone's going to fucking rip us a new one.
Samantha, what are you drinking?
Vodka in another form. This time it's mixed with soda.
An Olipop.
An Olipop, not Poppy. Do we want to talk a little bit about a summary of last episode? Like what people did? Because I felt really cool.
Yeah.
Checking my phone every day, seeing more people listen.
Yeah. Well, I can give some numbers quick.
Yeah.
Give some stats. So on Spotify, we had 92 total plays. 92 plays of the full episode, which was pretty cool. So thanks to everybody that listened. We had 1,700 Spotify impressions, which is also cool. Not really sure what it means.
Not a clue, but it makes me feel famous. So
It's a big number. 86% were female listeners.
makes sense.
And I guess 14% were male.
Yeah. Well, no. 12% were male. The other
2%.
2% was like does not declare.
Yeah, so those are some great numbers. We're pretty excited. Happy that you guys all liked the first episode, hopefully. We had some reviews. So if you feel so inclined, we would love for you to rate and review our podcast on Spotify. So far, we're rated 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
Who would have thunk?
Let's go. Me.
And so if you listen, you can rate us on Spotify. And then you can also leave a review about each episode, which is also cool. So do that if you want to.
And be nice.
And be nice or we'll delete it.
Or I'll cry.
Yeah, I don't like hate.
No, it's, well.
That's why I don't post on TikTok, because I'm scared of mean people. Trolls.
Yeah.
They're like, you're ugly.
You're this, you're that.
I am ugly. You're right.
Doesn't leave the house for 3 days.
Well, so anything else recap about last episode, Sam?
It was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like a therapy session, even though we didn't even like bitch about anything, but just like talking, I felt it was kind of exhilarating.
Yeah, it was.
And then ever since I've been, that's a podcast episode. That's a podcast episode. That's a podcast episode. Have I written any of them down? No. Half the time, halfway through the story, I'm like, should have brought the mics, but
Yeah, it's a good idea.
yeah.
Just whip it out of your shirt.
Well, I did. I bought those DJI
Oh yeah,
little ones, so like we could go anywhere we want and just
whip it out.
clip it on someone.
Just wear it at all times. So this episode, we decided we're going to just chit chat a little bit more before we have anybody else on. Speaking of, if you feel like you want to come on the podcast or you have some shit to say or stuff to talk about or crazy things, we have an application that's in our link in bio on IG.
Yep. I have to figure out a way to link it on Spotify. I don't know if I can, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
You might be able to. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you want to fill it out, you might have the chance to come on this podcast because we're really famous and it's
Super famous.
You'd be really lucky to be able to be on.
Super fucking famous.
Okay, so this episode, what are we talking about, Sam?
Well, I feel like between the two of us, we get asked a lot, like, why do you do what you do? How did you get here? Was it easy? Was it hard? Do you enjoy being a small business owner? Do you hate it? This, that. I get asked literally all the time, and you probably even more so. So that's what we're going to talk about. The good, the bad, the ugly, the psycho.
Yeah. The not so exciting parts of owning your own business and being your own boss and being self-employed.
Yeah.
And what it's really like. I mean, yeah.
It's rewarding, but it's...
Yeah. I mean, if you're like a millionaire, billionaire, and you own your own business, it's a different story.
Yeah.
We are not that. We're just regular people.
Yeah. Very, very regular.
Yeah.
Like, what did I call it? I called, a long time ago when I moved out of South Florida and then came back, I called it like South Florida poor is like what we are, but we would be like living anywhere else.
And like,
but we are now poor because we live in South Florida.
So yeah. So we're just regular people trying to make it,
Regular, schmegular.
Again, subscribe.
Yeah.
Make us
not so regular.
Yeah.
And then we can give back.
Yeah, we'll give back to you.
Yeah, please.
To the people.
Just help me.
To the people.
Oh my God. Okay. We've been trying to debate how to do this though. Like because if we just talk about it, we're going to go off on many roads. So I feel like if we both just kind of go down the line and just introduce and talk about it, and then we can obviously like chime in and whatever. And then like the afterthoughts can be more of just a discussion, because otherwise
For sure.
we're never going to get to the point.
Yeah, we'll be here all day and all night.
Okay. Oh
So you can go first, Sam. If you want. How did you get started as a business owner?
Well, actually, okay. It all started in a little tiny hut of a cafe in, I cannot pronounce where it is in Norway.
Okay. I don't know if I can help you.
Yeah. David. But we were in Norway for a base jumping event. And my husband had purchased me a camera for his own selfish reasons. He really just wanted photos of himself doing rad shit.
Take my pick.
Yeah. To brag to who? I don't know. So we went to Norway. I was there with my camera. I started taking pictures of everyone jumping off of a 3,000-foot cliff. And then at the end of the day, I was sitting in this tiny little hut. It had one Wi-Fi router. The town, I'm not even kidding, has like less than 75 people living in it. Like it's the middle of nowhere, very remote. And the other base jumpers, they were like, oh, can I see the photos you got? Can I see the photos you got? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. Let's, and they were like, oh, like, can we get the photos? And I was like, I mean, yeah. And then they were actually like, we'll pay you. And I was like, oh, I don't know what to charge. Like donation. Sure. Like give me whatever. Some people gave me like $5. Some people gave me like $50, whatever. But in that day I had to make a watermark. I had to figure out what the fuck I was going to call anything. I actually started, because I wasn't married yet. It was like Samantha Marie photography. The most like 90s bullshit you've ever heard in your life. But I made like a little watermark. That same day, one of the top skydiving base jumping people, they saw one of the photos, and we had a mutual friend. He reached out and they were like, we want that photo for the centerfold of this magazine. So like, you need to get your shit together. You need a business name. You need this, you need that. Like, and I was like, oh, what? I like took this photo by accident. Like basically like, I was in like sport mode. Like, I don't even know what I was in.
And how old were you? This was like at least
like
20 years ago.
23, 24.
Okay.
So actually like almost a decade ago.
10 years
almost. Ago. Yeah. So that was like my first like, oh shit moment. Like this is something. And then there was a few more like base jumping events that we went to that year. Our friends had gotten engaged and they were like, oh, like you did some photos. You want to try to take photos of people like in love? And I was like, sure. And we did it. And that's like, it's like always the thing in the photography community is like show your very first photos you did and your current photos. Cause it's like normally drastically different. And this is like my one flex. My first photos were fucking bomb. And I'll put them up on the screen or whatever just to show. But like I went back and I looked at them and I was like, yo, I got nothing to complain about these. These are really good. Like
I've been good.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't even know what I was doing then, but like it just worked. So once I did that, I was like, okay, I was still working with kids, but I would bring the camera to the daycare and just give all these families like, here's photos of your kids.
And did you like photography or were you just like fucking around?
Back in high school, like the friend groups that you have, there's like always one friend with a camera. I was that person. I was making my friends do like photo shoots in the park. We were like laying down, making hearts in our hair and like with little flowers as if we were little like stupid stuff. But I was always the one, like that was my dad's thing. He would always take me to get like the coolest, newest digital camera, like every Christmas, and like digital camera, not real camera.
Yeah.
And then he would get me like an underwater one. And I thought I was so fucking
cool. Oh, those were dope.
Yeah. It was like an Olympus underwater camera. And I remember I was the coolest bitch at the beach. I was like, let's go. We're going in the waves. Like, let's go.
Like in bikinis, like flailing around.
Right. Like on a surfboard in Cocoa Beach, like thinking I know what the fuck I'm doing and I don't. But I've always had the camera. I've always been very big on like preserving memories. I never thought, like, I never connected the dots.
Yeah.
Like
this could be a thing. You didn't.
Yeah, no, I never thought about it until David was like, here's a better camera. Take some good pictures of me. And I was like, oh,
He's just going to keep buying you like the next.
yeah. I was, like I said, working with kids. Then we moved to Florida. And that was the moment where David was like, we have enough money saved that if you like don't want to jump right back into like working with kids and like getting a job, like you can try to focus on this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was advertising in Florida before we even moved here. Like I didn't even know what part of Florida I was going to be in, but I was just pumping it out, tagging every location in Florida. And then I moved here and I just did it.
Yeah. Worked.
Like it just worked.
Maybe give us a little snippet about like your current life in business. Like what is your day to day? Like what do you do? Like fast forward 6 years from when you first started. What has it been like the past?
Well, I was able to retire my husband from the corporate world. So he was able to come and work full time with me because I busted my behind. Just again, like taking on so many weddings and doing so many different things. And now I don't want to say we're not too busy, but we're really, really busy to the point that we're both trying to figure out how to not be completely burnt out.
There's like a fine line.
Yeah. And we're teeter-tottering on it for a while and then just like tripped over it and like are literally crawling back, like trying to get back. It's great. Like, don't get me wrong. I love it. But it's also like we care too much, which I didn't realize.
Perfectionist.
Yeah. Like it's things that like the client would never notice.
Yeah.
Like, but everything is great. We're one of the more known like photography, videography teams in like our little area for sure. And it's good.
How many weddings do you typically do a weekend?
Oh, and I would love just one, but like January, February, and March are always insane. And then November and October actually are usually insane. So, I've accidentally booked triple headers.
Yeah.
Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will never do that again. That was insane. I was living on adrenaline, like barely ate. I was like, I don't even know where I am anymore. Like nothing. But sometimes doing like 2 in a weekend is fun, like a Friday and a Sunday, but in a perfect world, one a weekend.
So how many do you think what's your number been for like a whole year? Like how many weddings? Have you ever counted?
We're almost at, so I know Hannah's wedding, which was December of 2022. That was our 100th wedding.
So a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So, now remember like over COVID, there was weddings Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday. I had Monday weddings. I had a Wednesday wedding. Like, so there was years where we did, I think one year we did 52 weddings. Someone looked at me, they're like, oh, one a weekend? I'm like, well, if you want to divide it up that way, sure. But no, I was like 2 triple headers, 6 double headers. But we're probably creeping up on like 150 ish, maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah. It's a lot in a small amount of time. Some people do that in their whole career. We're very lucky to live where we do because it's weddings year round.
People are always getting married too.
Always.
Everywhere, all the time.
Here for it.
Yeah.
I love it.
If you could say like a few things about your business and being like self-employed in general, a few good things about it, like what would you say? The best things about being self-employed, being your own boss, and like your niche in general.
The best thing about my niche in general is we can trigger memories for people. That's something like otherwise it's pretty much gone. So there's like a connection to every client in some way. That's like pretty cool. Obviously making my own schedule. Love that.
Yep.
And I working with my husband, most people are like, you do what? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, you don't want to kill each other? I'm like, I mean,
like each other.
I'm like, well, you know, sometimes at weddings I may be like, oh, you're going to witness a divorce and a wedding on the same day. And like, just to crack a little jokey joke because he's not listening or in my fucking way. But
Sorry, David.
yeah, right. But no, I love that. It also makes like personal life really easy. Like, oh, hey, want to take a vacation? Okay, cool. Let's take off that
We
month.
both have the same vacation.
Yeah. Like I am HR.
Yeah.
What do you got to complain about, bitch?
I am your boss.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Did your boss say? He's always like, I'm like, this is sexual harassment. He's like, to who? You? And I'm like, okay, fair. I am the HR department. Got it.
I am everything.
Yeah. But no, like definitely just the freedom and then being there. We're honestly there in people's most vulnerable moments. But there's like moments like that and then like babies and all the things that should be documented.
Yeah.
We get to do that. So it creates a connection with those people.
Yeah. Like you've made friends out of it too.
Yeah.
Right? Like clients that are now friends.
Yeah. Some have gone badly. Some have gone very well.
It's bound to happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, you learn who's using you for what you do or like if they actually like you as a human being. So it takes a little while to figure it out.
The vetting process.
Yeah, it's
Have you ever had a wedding? Have you ever witnessed like, I don't know what to call it, when they walk up to the altar and they say no?
No, I have not witnessed that.
Or what about when somebody's like, I object?
So no, I've only a handful of weddings that has ever been said. That's like kind of been nixed out of like ceremonies.
Like in the movies.
Yeah, it's like, does anyone object? Like it's like I've never, like I've heard that.
Okay.
Like maybe like 3 times. I will say the most drama on a wedding day, and I apologize in advance. It is the mother of the groom.
Okay.
We can do a whole episode on that, but it is.
Mommy doesn't want to let go.
She doesn't want to let go. Nothing's like, she thinks nothing's about her. Like
no attention on her.
Yeah, it's, but like she gets a whole dance.
Yeah.
I'm like,
what more could you want?
like, okay, you get a corsage. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, it's the drama and like the bad stuff at weddings. And there's really not too many bad things that have happened, shockingly, because alcohol and emotions and like seeing people that you haven't seen in a while, like there's definitely shit that goes down. But like the worst is like I walk outside, there's like some like, you can tell they're like just turned 21 or like young.
Yeah.
And they're like outside by themselves, laid over on a wooden bench, just like dead.
Yeah.
And I'm just like outside, like,
can I get staff member?
I'm like, you good? Like, they're like, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay. Yeah, but nothing. I actually haven't even had that I know of. I have not had a couple divorce that I have photographed getting married. There has been a few engagement sessions that we got done with it. And I looked at David and I was like, they're not making it to their wedding. And sure as shit, I'm like, every single one that I said that about, they did not make it to the altar.
That's crazy. You have psychic abilities. You can tell by the way they interact in their photo shoot. Like
you really can.
What are the negative things? If you had to pick like a few, there's probably a lot. The negative things about, or like the downfalls, the cons.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing
struggles
is obviously when I say I'm a small business, so I can't, like, my business is much more of a personal business. I'm learning things about people's families, all this different stuff. So the downfall to that is because it's more personal, and like, don't get me wrong, I love when clients want to talk to me. I love when they like want to be friends with me and like just shoot me a casual text, but it's like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like
it's like you're a therapist all of a sudden.
Yeah. Like it's a lot of like pulling here and there. It's like a text at fucking 11 p.m. What are you doing?
Sunday.
Like, I wish people would respect the business hours, office hours side of it.
Yeah.
Because like, I'll get woken up sometimes at like 6 a.m. to like, and don't get me wrong, I think of things at 3 a.m. and I want to blast it off. but I'm not going to do it because I know someone's sleeping.
We know how it feels on the other side.
Right.
I would never do that to somebody.
Exactly. So it just,
Ever.
the downside of it is the number it's my personal cell phone number. Like it's just very, very, very personal. And like, that's fine. I'm super fucking cool with being super personal after your wedding, after you have everything from me that you can't like come at me for anything. I know we're good. I know I did my job. But like prior to that, I'm like, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. This hasn't happened to me, but it's popular in the industry. Like if we have a long editing queue and we post on our story that like we're at the beach drinking a White Claw, there's other photographers that they get like messages like, oh, wow, you're at
my photos yet.
I don't know. Did you read your contract? Look at the turnaround time. Like I'm allowed to have a life. That's probably like the downfall of it. And there is like a little bit of guilt sometimes. Like if I go 2 days without like editing a photo, I'm like,
It's like, you're lazy.
oh my
The
God.
voice in your head.
Right. And I'm like,
Lazy.
angel and devil, like you
Yeah.
deserve this, but what the fuck? You've done
Yeah.
nothing. And I'm like,
I know. I have that every day.
okay, I'm sorry.
They're here right now.
Right. Literally. I'm just like, okay, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Just,
Okay. So like no boundaries when it comes to like personal work.
yeah.
A clear boundary.
And then the other thing is like if someone inquires for pricing and I tell them the pricing and then I've had this happen like 2 or 3 times. They come back and they're like telling me that my pricing is wrong and this, and this shouldn't be that. Oh my God. My pricing is, I'm not pricing shit out so that I could go buy a Maserati and a yacht. I'm pricing it out so that I could pay off my stupid little shitty house in Jupiter, Florida while everyone else is in a fucking mansion.
Yeah. Can I get a photo shoot for free?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Oh my God.
Or 5.
Right. I have so many followers. You want to know what your followers are?
Fake robots from India.
Old men that want to see you naked
wanna
that are never gonna fucking hire me for their wedding. Oh my God.
You're not giving me any exposure by doing that. No. Yeah.
No.
It's like if somebody was really famous, maybe you would.
I mean,
But you have to decide.
if like Jenna Marbles would come back to the internet for one fucking day.
Forgot about her.
Dude, I grew like when she was popular, like my sense of humor was so in line with hers. People were like, oh my God,
Maybe she'll hear this.
You're like,
Jenna Marbles.
I love you.
She's from Boston, right?
You're my inspiration. Yeah. Well, she's from like New York or Boston and New York, something with college. I don't know. I fucking loved her. I've watched every video she's ever done. I would take her in 2 seconds. I'd be like, come on, you could be off camera. You could just talk to me.
Yeah.
Please.
That's cool.
But yeah, there's times where I'll absolutely do shit for nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's there's countries that I have on my phone that all you got to do is pay to get me out there and keep me there like a hotel.
Which countries?
Well, I really want to do the hot air balloon in Turkey,
Okay.
the hot air balloon festival.
Anybody that's listening, if you live in Turkey, she will come. Just pay for her flight.
But I was like, I have a whole list. Like, just pay for me to get there
Yeah.
and I will happily shoot it. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Okay, so when people ask you for discounts and stupid shit like that, that's annoying. I hate that.
yes.
And it's like you have to have a fine line, or like you can't be too mean back. You have to be like, okay, customer service.
Oh, my customer service voice versus my normal voice is
But when in reality, like I want to scream and swear at you and like
Yeah.
don't ask for free stuff.
right. I didn't get here by getting anything for free.
And like, why do you think you deserve it? It's so annoying. I hate that.
No, getting anything is just
Yeah.
if I don't do an
Go
engagement
clip
session.
some coupons.
Yeah.
And go to Publix.
Yeah. Do
BOGO.
they still even have those things like on the aisles?
I don't think they're on the aisles anymore, but you probably get like a flyer in the mail where you can.
True. The app. You can
Yeah.
get coupons in the app now. Let's hear about you.
Well, I have one more.
Oh, God damn it.
What kind of personality? I think this is important. What kind of personality traits do you think somebody needs to be able to have in order to run a successful small business? Because I feel like people are always like, I'm going to do that. It's so easy. I'm going to do it. And then a month in, they're like, they give up.
Stopped. Yeah.
Stop. Like, so like, what are the things that you need to have to be able to like successfully maintain it and do well?
I think the biggest thing is organizational skills.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If you have OCD, bonus points. Like that will help you.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Definitely. I want to say like tough skin, but more in the sense of like you got to let shit roll off your back. Like something happen, like you got to just kind of like roll with the punches when things don't go the way that you want, or like someone else got the job that you wanted, or someone like the client that you wanted, or whatever it is. And just,
thick skin.
yeah. And you kind of like, organized, having thick skin, and like having at least a general idea of like what you actually want to do and achieve. Because I feel like a lot of people just start something and they're just like, yeah, like we'll just see where it goes. And I'm like, well, you have to have a little bit of a goal, like at least like an inkling of a goal. And which is hilarious because I never in my life did I think I would own a small business. I had no clue. Literally, if I didn't have photography, I would probably still be working with kids. I had no idea at all. And then it didn't fall in my lap. It was a lot of hard work, but the camera fell in my lap.
Yeah. Well, it's like what meant to happen happened.
Yeah.
And it just happened in a interesting way.
Yeah. Like everyone's like, how'd you get into like wedding photography? And I'm like, well, or how'd you get into photography? And they automatically assume like, oh, couples, weddings, babies, dogs. And I'm like, base jumping. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, my husband's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Which he no longer base jumps. So
yay.
Thank God.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think those are the most important things.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Now that my computer keeps locking me out.
Yay. We don't have to do all of them.
Well, I mean, I think you definitely need to tell the story of how you got started.
Well, so I, again, like Samantha, like never thought I was going to own my own business ever. I thought I was going to like work in politics or like nonprofit for my whole life and be poor and like save the world. Like that's what I thought I was going to do, was save the world.
Yeah.
Which
is pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm not saving the world at all right now. I thought I was going to, just like work in charities and do feel good things, which I started to do. But then after like 5 years of being in an office and making $30,000 a year in fucking Palm Beach County, I quickly realized, okay, one, I need to get a second job.
Yeah, you cannot live off that down here.
I was living with my parents for like a year, and then I finally got my own place, but I was so poor for like 4 years. I had to get a second job working at an ice cream shop. Shout out Coral Cones.
Hell yeah.
Next to Blue Line. But yeah, so like that just sucked. I don't know. I felt like a loser mostly. Like 25. Actually, I was probably 24. Bachelor's degree that gave me nothing.
Yeah.
Couldn't make any money. So luckily, my mom started a coffee shop here in Jupiter, and I was like, I'm doing your social media. Like, sorry, you're not. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. And I didn't know if I was good at it or not really at all, but I knew I could do Instagram because I'd had Instagram since I was 18 when it first came out. So I knew how to work it and I knew how to take pics.
Yep.
So I just like did it, and it quickly kind of snowballed into other people noticing our account and being like, who does your social? I was like, it's me. And then after I got like 5 clients, I quit my job, and that's basically how it started. But my job, kind of like you said, it was giving me anxiety. Like I had never had anxiety my whole life. I literally went to the doctor. I was like, why is my heart beating 180 miles
180 beats per minute.
Yeah.
Not miles, but yeah.
miles an hour. Yeah. 180 beats per minute. Like I have a heart condition.
Right.
And he was like, no, you fucking don't. I was like,
hypochondriac.
Yes, sir, I do, please. And he was like, you have anxiety. And I was like, well, why is my heart beating so fast? And he's like, it's not. That's just your brain. And I was like, oh. So I really like had problems with it. Like all day, every day. I was always worried about my job. I was always worried about calling in sick, being late, fucking something up. I was like running these huge giant events for rich people for this nonprofit, and like they were mean. Yeah. Like I did not like it. I didn't like
the help.
Yeah. I didn't like sucking up to people. I didn't like asking people for money. So I guess I was a pussy and I got anxiety and I had to leave. And now this is way better. I still have anxiety, but
The anxiety stayed.
yeah, it's not as bad though. And because I'm in control now, I feel like. And yeah, so then the business just grew from that. And I started it in 2019 officially. Really, I had been doing it for a year already, and then 2 years later, another one fell into my lap, and that's the yoga studio.
Mm-hmm.
And that added on a whole other layer of stress because it's an actual place,
Right.
which I would never recommend to anyone.
Yeah, I was gonna. You're like you're
Don't
stuck.
do that.
Yeah.
Because something's always going wrong, and it's like with my social media, I can be here on my computer and fix things. I could be in fucking Italy,
Anywhere.
yeah. But with a studio, no, I'm tied.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff breaks, shit happens. I'm always fixing. I'm always cleaning.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then my social media clients are great. They're mostly chill. I kind of choose who I want to work with.
Yep.
The studio brings in a whole other like category of people that I don't want to deal with. I don't like people.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to manage people. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to.
Well, dealing with so many different personalities all in like one space.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how, you were in a sorority. I still don't understand how sororities work because I would literally probably hate 90% of the girls.
My sorority was just a drinking club.
Oh, all right. That makes more sense.
It was not like a national sorority like the ones you see.
Okay.
But yeah, we were all just chill.
I mean, yeah, that sounds way better.
So yeah, the like client piece is pretty awful because you have to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you're wrong.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to be nice. You're wrong. But
constant.
I have to be nice.
Yeah, the customer's always right.
Yeah. Well, you're not.
Yeah, you're definitely wrong.
You're mean and you're crazy. Yeah. And then you get the risk of getting a bad review on Google if you're mean to them. They can just leave you 1 star and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I would say that's the other like negative side is like my like existence and happiness the day, and I swear to God, the day that I get less than a 5-star review on Google, someone is going to have to admit me because I am going to break down that wedding day or whatever shoot it is in my head to the point that I don't sleep for a fucking week.
That goes back to having thick skin because you know you probably didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, for sure.
They're just.
Or if I did do something wrong, I would do something else to make up for it. Like so that I still like wasn't getting berated on the internet.
Depends if you're actually.
But it lives in the back of our heads.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. That's something I do struggle with for sure.
Yeah.
I have like medium skin. It's growing. It's getting thicker.
Yeah. As time goes on.
It's getting thicker by the year. The less fucks I give.
Oh my God. Right. Yeah. The older I get, the less I care.
Yeah. But yeah.
We kind of talked about what made you decide to start it.
Yeah. Basically, I was broke.
Yeah.
And I had anxiety. I have a passion for it, I guess.
Yeah. No, you're very good at what you do. And I feel like a lot of the brand or like companies that you work with too, like you said, you choose, because it needs to fit into like your niche and what you're also like somewhat passionate about or like care about. Whereas like, that's why like people like, not to bring up me, but like when people are like, oh, like, do you do like maternity, newborn, family? And I was like, well, I do, but like, that's not what I'm advertising. Yeah. Like I have to stick with like what I know and what people know of me. Mm-hmm. And like, that's what I like about the brands and everything that you work with. It's all very much like, they all make sense. Yeah. There's not like one that's like so outlandish. Like you're not like doing stuff for like a turf company or a pool company, like, so, you know what I mean? Or like, you're not doing something for a company that's building a skyscraper in fucking New York City.
Like a pawn shop or a gun store.
That doesn't make sense. Like with...
I'm not your girl.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so the people that want to do what you do or think that they can do what you do. Okay, heavy on the think.
Yeah. Heavy.
What would you say to them that are wanting or think that they can, like, you know, run social media accounts, work with all these different brands, like all that stuff?
Yeah. I would say that you can do it if you really want to.
Yeah.
You can do anything you set your mind to.
There's the positivity we're looking for.
But if you live in Jupiter, Florida, you better fucking not.
Yeah, do it anywhere else, not here.
I've got a few of those happening right now, but yeah, anyone can do anything.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you just have to set your mind to it and you have to be committed and you have to know that it's going to suck.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not going to happen overnight. Like it took me and you.
Yeah.
I mean, it took you probably longer, I feel like. But I like it. I mean, it was at least 2 years of like grind.
Yeah.
And like working 2 jobs,
Yeah.
not just like sitting at home and posting on social media and whatever. Like you actually have to like, learn the ropes. You have to gain client trust. You have to like know what you're doing. You have to build a reputation.
Yeah.
Like you said 10 plus years of holding a camera in your fucking hand.
You got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
But like, yeah, working 2 jobs, like 60 hours a week, like it doesn't just fall into your lap. Like you have to try and you can't give up after 6 months of realizing, oh, this is hard. This sucks. I'm only making $2,000 a month. Like you have to keep going.
Oh yeah.
And that's when people quit because they realize, oh, this isn't easy.
Right.
It gets easier
the more you grow and all that stuff. Yeah.
And the more you get used to it and the more you have a handle on it and you know what you're doing. But yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And it also takes balls because you're running the risk of being, number 1, poor, 2, like not having any clients,
Yeah.
3, failing.
Yeah.
Like it's never guaranteed that it's going to work.
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up too, like with owning a small business versus working for a big corporation or anyone else. Like your next paycheck is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
It is. I lose sleep. I like lose my appetite. Like,
I would say that's the worst thing for me.
yeah. Yeah.
And there's years or months or whatever, like streaks of time when you're like, I'm chilling.
Oh, I am living large,
yeah,
baby.
like-
Yeah.
And then there's weeks where I'm like, fuck,
Ramen.
what?
Yeah.
Like if I don't get another client, like I can't pay my rent.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking terrifying.
I mean, thank God it hasn't happened in a while, but it happened for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, and that's awful. So if you don't have a financial cushion or you don't have rich mommy and daddy to help you,
Yeah.
or you have to pay for your
Life
own.
gets real,
Life gets real.
real fast.
Like if you live here and your rent's $3,000 a month at least, like good luck.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it, like behind the scenes that people don't realize that pisses me off. Like I don't just take a picture and post it. Like that's not what I do. That's not what I do at all.
No.
There's 5,000 million other things that go on just that, like in addition to that. Yes,
What are some of those things? Like, because I feel like obviously I know, but a lot of people, they genuinely think you're walking around with your cell phone, you're going to a coffee shop, you're taking a picture of the table, you're posting it. That was your day.
You're always
you
on your
just got
phone.
paid. Yeah. Like
I don't just do social, like I do other aspects of marketing too. But like, yeah, I mean, what you're paying me for the experience that I have, my reputation.
Yeah. The connections you have.
Yeah. The connections that I have and just like how involved I am in the community. But also you're paying me because I run a business single-handedly and I have a lot of expenses that don't just include my phone bill.
Right.
Like I pay for platforms, I pay for websites, I pay for like social ads, I pay for like all the platforms that you need, Canva, Trello. You fucking know.
Literally
Adobe,
everything.
Photoshop, Word, like everything costs money. It's not free.
Every single month.
It's annoying. So but yeah, like I don't know, I go and I take photos. I edit the photos. I use like Lightroom or I use iPhone to edit, but I edit everything that I take. I take video. I edit all the video on my phone for reels.
Yep. You're putting it together with you're finding the trending sounds. You're
posting one reel takes me, I mean, it doesn't take me that many more, but like it could take me 20 minutes.
It's a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah. Finding the sound, clipping it together, putting the words on, adjusting the text where it needs to be, like
the tiny 10 seconds you wanted on that one screen.
I mean, there's 1,000 other things.
Yeah. And it's all the things that people don't want to do themselves because they're time consuming.
Yeah. Like graphic design, branding.
Yep.
Writing captions, finding hashtags, tagging everyone that needs to be tagged, figuring out when the best time to post it is, SEO, keywords, Pinterest. I've been posting on Pinterest for people, TikTok, YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
So when did that fucking happen?
I don't know, but I've been putting these on there.
But it like works kind of.
Yeah. It has a better algorithm than Instagram does. That's for sure.
And just like, oh God.
Yeah, we actually have a few subscribers on Anonymously Aggravated YouTube channel. All I've put up is shorts, and it like literally 3 of them. But I'm like, I didn't have to try.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really.
Yeah.
Like randomly, mine will be like 1,000, which is not a ton, but whatever.
I mean, still good.
But yeah, just like, I don't know, social media wise, marketing wise, emails. I do a lot of email marketing, events.
Yeah, people, that's another thing too. Or even like, okay, so say you have a client that's organizing a photo shoot, and you and I can bitch about this equally, is like someone will reach out to you because they know you have connections, you have reach within your local community. Okay, great. They're like, oh, I want to do a photo shoot with me.
Yeah.
And I need like this many girls, da 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 da. Like, are you down? Yeah, I'm down if you're gonna fucking pay me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend a single minute of my free time doing anything for anybody for $0. I don't want a water bottle. I don't want a t-shirt. I don't want a fucking sticker. I want money that pays my fucking bills.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get money, I can't pay
homeless.
my bills. And then the bank will repossess all my shit. And then and then I have no safe space to keep all my camera gear to show up for your wedding. Like it's just, but it's so crazy because you can do all of those things. You can, you're organizing events. You can easily organize photo shoots, but like I don't think I should have to pay you for that. What do you mean? Like you just ask your friends.
Are you from Mars?
Like,
are you fucking from Mars?
You're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
If I am leaving my house
Yeah.
with a single electronic device that is going to create something for you, you are fucking paying for it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. Did y'all hear that?
Pay for it. Well, I feel like we've definitely touched on people always wanting shit for free.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, the hidden tasks, talking about our brain not turning off.
Oh my God.
And having to, even though technically we don't have to be available 24/7, but at the same time.
Yeah. Well, there's always
things will fail if we're not.
Yeah. There's always a to-do list. Like you've never accomplished everything.
Right.
Ever.
There's always something to do. And if there isn't, you will think of something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like everywhere that I am, I'm like, that's an idea. That's an idea. That's an idea. Brain never is in neutral, never in autopilot, ever.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah. So if that's not for you.
Yeah. Like if you enjoy having a quiet mind, having your own business is not for you.
No. If you, like if your brain can't handle that type of chaos, if you like need to live in a relaxed state, then just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. Like, you never have it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that people,
you don't get to leave at 5 p.m. and stop working.
Yeah. If you want a 9 to 5 and you want to be done working, then
you get to leave your work outside your front door. That's great. I don't.
Stay there. Stay. Like I sometimes am like, I want to go back to that because at this point, like I feel like I'm going to die of stress.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. They're like, well, you're just home and you don't have to report to anyone. I'm like, you don't get it.
No, I literally just got blood tests done and hormones and all this stuff because I had 3 periods in 2 months.
Yeah.
That shit's not right. Like, and I was like looking it up and it's like, oh, all these different things. And I'm like, okay, but like one of the ones where I was like, okay, WebMD, let's not psych myself out. But stress, top one. I'm like,
for sure, chronic,
like
high cortisol.
I'm addicted to stress.
Yeah.
If I'm not stressed, I think something is wrong.
Yeah.
And that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like that's scary. And I'm just like, I should be able to take a vacation and not think about work.
But then I feel lazy and guilty and a piece of shit. Like I'm not working hard enough.
But no, it's like you cannot turn off your brain. You do not get to leave it at the front door.
No.
At all.
I feel like just people don't get that.
No.
So even though it might look like I'm relaxing and chilling, I'm not. I can guarantee you I am not.
Oh, if I'm laying on the beach, my phone's open and I'm probably responding to an email.
Look.
Yeah.
any chance I get, I have this. Like
Yeah.
in my car, on the airplane. Like I bring my laptop everywhere because I don't have the luxury of leaving it. I can't.
Well, and it's like the branding shoot that we did for you to show that, like you at the beach, literally at the beach at sunrise, but you have your laptop.
do what I fucking have to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's,
Yeah. I was getting my hair done earlier today. What was I doing?
yeah.
Editing.
But we
In the chair.
yeah. But it's like the luxury of being able to get your hair done
Right.
during work hours.
Which, yeah, that was awesome. I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. That was great. That's like the plus side of it.
Yeah, that is the plus side of it. But yeah, high stress all the
Definitely.
time. Not being able to leave your work at the office.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
It follows you everywhere you go. It's in your pocket.
And there's always something to do. There was something else I wanted to say and I forget. Well, just I guess some other negatives.
Yeah. We got lots of those.
Well, I have written down like the no financial stability. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. That's a stressor
Even-
within itself.
Yeah, eventually maybe one day you'll have it, but it won't be happening quickly unless you're lucky and you
Yeah.
sell some trending shit on Pinterest.
Yeah. I will say with my job, I at least have some sort of financial, I know what's coming to me within at least 6 months.
Yeah.
So that is definitely like probably way better on my end than yours. Cause I at least,
Push for more or back off.
right. I know, okay, I'm hitting what we need to hit, but also, and people forget this all the time. It's not just me. I am making up for 2 adult salaries.
Yeah, true.
Like
Yeah.
like we live in South Florida. You cannot like live the way, and I mean, we don't live extravagantly at all. Like we drive Toyotas. Okay. Like I'm not out here doing anything.
No Maserati.
Yeah. Like I ain't got anything crazy. Like my boat is older than like dirt. Okay. It's a piece of shit. Like, but I have one.
Wait,
but
I didn't know you had a boat.
yeah, it's on the side of the house. We've taken it out like 6 times.
Oh, okay. Is it the wake?
It's a wakeboarding boat. Yeah. But like so I'm able to have a little bit of like, I'm going to be okay. But then it's like, that's just being like, just okay for 2 people.
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing.
Yeah, 2 people and 3 cats.
Yeah. Well,
It's a
and those fucking assholes are expensive. I get them like
They
fancy
are.
food. I'm
They
like,
are.
oh my God. Like,
Amount of litter.
you guys eat better than me.
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, definitely. It literally comes down to stress, money, and not getting taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God.
Yeah. People always try to use you.
Absolutely. For anything.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
I would say too, like if you suck at time management, like again, not.
Oh yeah. No.
I'm like kind of starting to suck at it because I'm like over it already.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to work. You have to go on your laptop. You have to go somewhere and work. You can't just like chill and sit at home all day.
Yeah. You have to be your own cheerleader.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. You have to be motivated.
No one else is going to do it.
If you're lazy, fucking,
Yeah. You're screwed.
you can't be lazy.
No.
And then I also wrote that people don't like you. Because I feel like I deal with that.
Do you think it's like geared towards clients or people that are trying to do the same thing as you?
I feel like it's more so like my life is more like displayed. So I get like judged, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
And like just because I'm an active person in the community or I'm a business owner, I feel like people always know what's going on and they know my shit. And I'm like, I am public about it on my Instagram and things that are like happening. But I feel like people, whoever they may be clients, maybe competition, maybe whatever, maybe just like random girls, I don't know. They specifically don't like me because I'm like successful and happy.
People don't like to see people doing better than them.
Yeah.
And it's so gross.
And it's just like, but I didn't do anything to you.
Right. You don't even know me.
Yeah.
Like you literally don't even know me.
So in that sense, I feel like judged and I don't know.
Yeah. No, that definitely, that makes sense. It's similar. I just like my favorite line is like, everyone always said like the drama and the clickiness stops in high school. Absolutely not. It gets worse as you get older. The shit talking gets crazier. It gets deeper. It gets meaner. Like, cause it's more misery loves company. That's really what it comes down to. Like if I'm doing well or if I'm doing great and I feel like I'm doing great and I start to see another social media account, like a photographer, a videographer, whatever, and I start to find myself comparing myself to them, I will literally mute them.
Yeah.
Because I have to do that. Otherwise I will turn into the most imposter syndrome filled piece of shit you will ever meet. And I'm like, and it'll happen with David too. He's like, oh, look at this video. Da, da, da. And I'm like, mute them.
Yeah.
You've brought up the same person 3 times to me in the last week. You need to mute them. But like, it's,
you go down a rabbit hole and then you're like, they're doing better than me.
Yeah. And it's like,
I suck.
And like me, I purposely don't take weddings in the summer. And here I am like, why didn't I get that wedding? Bitch, because you turned it away. What are you talking about? Like, but it's crazy. And it's like this uncontrollable. Like, because if you're driven and you're proud of what you're doing and you want everybody to see it and like relate to it, and then you see someone else getting that attention that you're trying so hard to get, you're just like, fuck it. I suck. I should just quit. I should just, just give up. And then like 2 minutes later, I'm like,
take a chill pill.
What the
I wake
fuck?
up and I'm like, I'm fine.
I'm like, that was so dramatic. Tell me you're a water sign without telling me you're a water sign.
I do that too.
Oh my God.
I give up everything.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll just quit. I'm like, David, you could go back and work for the bank. He's like, what? He's like, get your shit together. No.
The next day I had like the most productive day ever.
Right. And then I book like 2 clients and I'm like,
chilling.
oh, okay.
I do that.
So yeah, no, that's,
but yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, the more successful you are, not that, I don't even like saying that word that I'm successful.
you have the more eyes you have on you. Yeah.
And people are mean.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I feel like that's also a downside.
People, and there's also people that like,
and now we're like doing a podcast, which we're going to have trolls.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Someone's going to be like, who the fuck are you to think that you know shit?
You're ugly.
Yeah. I know.
I know too.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Fuck, I'm done.
Yeah. And scene. No, but that's also like, cause I've had like speaking on like social media and all eyes on you and all that stuff. And like being afraid to like be on TikTok or whatever. Like I had a few wedding things go viral and I was like, okay, this is great. And then like one day out of nowhere, I reacted or like stitched, like, tell me like the reason that you don't want to have kids.
Yeah,
and
I remember that one.
And I didn't hashtag anything. I did nothing. All I did was stitch this one thing. And it literally, I checked earlier today, has 5 million views. It just kept going and going and going and going. And I'm like checking my phone and I'm like, oh my God. But I was really afraid of like negative comments. And none of them.
That's so crazy.
Were negative. They were all agreeing with me. And I was like, whoa, what side of
working?
I was like, what side of TikTok am I on? Because this is insane. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a few men. They're like, with their opinions that no one, or like just even people like, oh, you'll regret this. You'll blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's great. But you're so outnumbered.
Nothing crazy mean.
Yeah.
Which you're lucky.
But I am so afraid of just saying something that one person is going to take so personal and they're just going to ruin my life.
Yeah. And they will probably.
I'm just like,
it's not like
cancel culture.
It's plausible.
Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, I think I'm just going to start posting wedding stuff again.
Like, get a stalker.
Oh, well,
like Baby Reindeer.
I haven't listened to it.
It's a Netflix show.
Okay.
You got to watch it.
Yeah. I've seen like recaps of it on YouTube.
So good.
Okay. I'll have to watch it.
It's scary. It's like you could just be being nice to some person and then they're your stalker.
Yeah.
And they ruin your life.
That's
like ruin it.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. No baby reindeers here. No.
Speaking of reindeer, I did try reindeer in Iceland. Ugh. And I literally like bowed and I was like, sorry, Rudolph. And then I ate it. It was carpaccio. It was actually really good. I know you don't eat meat, but it was good. I was like, this is fucked up though.
Isn't it? I guess it's like eating a deer there.
Yeah. It's just, I was like, a reindeer? Like actual reindeer. And they're like, yeah. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be anywhere else that I could say I did that.
Sorry, Santa.
Yeah. I was like, my bad.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
What else we got?
I I don't.
That was a lot. I mean, we've been talking for...
Oh, and get a good accountant.
Jesus.
Get a good accountant.
Yeah.
Because that side,
Yeah.
that's all David. I'm like, oh, money, taxes.
Well, at least you have him.
Yeah, no, I know.
But you can fuck yourself over like I did. I fucked myself over the first couple of years because I didn't know what I was doing.
Right. It's terrifying.
But now I've got it down pat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah. We'll find out. I want to put some pressure on you people because I have been told by so many of you. I know you have good stories, but none of you are filling out the fucking application.
Fill out the Google form.
So all you need to do, and it doesn't have to be long, like just the gist of it, because we're gonna like talk to you and figure out a little bit more, obviously, and figure out how to categorize things and stuff like that. But when we say that we want stories, like we need some out of pocket shit, like to really stir this up. And I don't want to be the first one to do it because like I do have some pretty insane stories, and I know people are waiting for them because they're like, oh, when are you telling us the stories about your mom? When are you telling us about your stepson? Heavy on the stepson. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I can't give that out right out the gate.
Ease into it.
Yeah, I was like, that's like, you know,
Gonna see if we get shut down by Spotify.
yeah, the 25th episode will be a real banger. No, there's way worse out there on Spotify. They ain't coming for me.
Yeah, so far we've only gotten 3. A couple of them are pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to bully a few people and get them to fill it out because it could be literally anything, like family trauma, relationship trauma, like
Anything.
it could be health related. It could be like accident related. It could be, you know, talking about like having a family, and it could be anything. And if it is something that's really crazy and you're like, holy shit, like we've said, obviously half of the concept of this is the anonymous part. You don't even have to come and sit with us. You could literally call in, like from your own, like you could be in California, you could be in Texas, you can be wherever you want. You don't have to be in Florida.
It is pretty fun in here though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you should come to Florida. But yeah, fill out the application. Be as supportive and then some of the second episode.
Yes, please.
And or if there's anything that you want us to touch on a little bit more that with what we do, or even like our lives. I mean, I'm pretty much an open book.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Neither.
It's all out there anyways. We're going to try to do the Apple Podcast thing. I got to figure that out. And yes, it'll be on Spotify and then also YouTube. So it's Anonymously Aggravated Podcast on YouTube. I will upload like full episodes, but as of right now, I'm just doing like the little shorts that I do on like TikTok and Reels and stuff like that. And yeah, just kind of go from there.
Yep. Second one down, baby. Peace out.
Yeah. Peace and love.
Over and out.
Over and out. We need to think of like a good thing to say for that because we sound like
fucking
idiots. All right.
Bye.